Mr. Lux, Mr. Lux. Lux. Mr. Lux, Lux.
You remember that I mentioned earlier that I'm still kind of playing Valheim?
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
I am presently on a boat, and I decided, all right, it's getting dark. Let's go home. So I chart the course like straight across the ocean, back to home. Bam, storm. You're getting cold, and I'm like, okay, no.
Hey,
This-
let's round back into video games. How is Valheim?
Exactly.
That is a topical topic. Let's go.
It is a very topical topic. It is almost even too topical. Anyway, Valheim is very good. That's actually funny because I talked to a friend yesterday who was kind of precarious about getting it because it's an early access game, and I do think there's a lot to talk. There's some interesting shit to talk about there because a lot of people are very skeptical about early access games. Completely understandably, it's very easy to just throw out an interesting concept out there, say, hey, give me money so we can develop this further, and then just never do it, or the developers lose motivation, or I don't know, something else happens that screws you out of it. So
I mean, I think a large part of that is that Valheim is like, it's not even the second or third or fourth or fifth type of game we've seen like this. We've seen a lot over like the past, I want to say 7-8 years, right? Those like survival type games, like Rust and whatnot.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think
Yeah,
it was like, Rust. What was it?
Conan,
Survival.
Ark.
Evolved.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Ark, Rust, Conan sucked though. I don't think that one survived very long.
I don't know, I
But,
still hear people talking about Conan like fondly.
Okay.
Okay.
Really?
I
Yeah.
don't really know. It's not my type of game,
Okay,
so
okay.
I don't know.
Let me tell you something. I talked to a younger cousin of mine the other day, and he really likes Conan. And I was like, oh cool, tell me more about it. And so he did. And I was like, huh, that sounds kind of like Monster Hunter. And then he told me, oh yeah, well I tried Monster Hunter, but I felt it was just like a shitty version of Conan.
Oh my god, that hurts! That hurts to hear.
I love that.
I wanna
I
kill
love
your
that.
cousin.
I feel like playing Conan now.
He is kind of a Chad in saying that. I don't know
That
how
is
true it is, I don't
Chadish.
want to know.
Definitely a chatty statement.
It had such confidence to it as well. Anyway,
I love
is
that.
Valheim better than Monster Hunter?
You are putting me in a very difficult position here, man.
I would say purely on the fact that I could download Valheim in a minute or less. So I would say that definitely puts it up there because I can delete it and then suddenly one day I want to play Valheim, I download it in a minute and
Yeah,
then
it's
I'm
funny
back
dwarf
in.
game.
Yeah, so
Oh
I
yeah,
think
funny.
that's another small game that's fun.
It is fun.
Oh yeah,
And,
very fun.
Yeah, I think it's a cool little concept of these kind of. Is Valheim an indie title?
Oh
yeah, I
yes,
believe
like
so.
5 people working on it.
Okay,
Wow, 5
so,
people? Jesus, okay. I thought it was
So,
way more than that.
Nope.
And basically, like I like these like indie titles that are making like cool concept, small-sized games. Like not like gameplay concept or anything. I wouldn't call either of those games like small.
Yeah.
But small in like hard drive space because like a lot of games nowadays go with like the Call of Duty mentality where everything has to be 4K graphics, 8K graphics, 12K graphics.
I'm actually going to look up how large Satisfactory is, because that is one of those games that, like, I haven't seen too much of it, but it feels like one of those ones that I'd want to try out, because even though it's not in a genre that I care for, it seems interesting, and I'm seeing a lot of people enjoy it.
So I want to look up one.
Anyway, Valheim, that's what we're talking about.
Oh dear God, that's like the 3rd time we're restarting this conversation.
Yeah, we are.
Well, I'm gonna say that Valheim is kind of, I mean, it's interesting in that it doesn't really do too much different from most other survival games. You do your usual thing. You start out punching trees and you grab some rocks and you slam those trees and rocks up your ass and you construct a fucking axe out of that, and Then I don't know, you grab some more shit and you build some better shit, and then you use that better shit to grab some more better shit. Yeah,
It's like an upgrade
But
game.
yeah, basically. But it's just the way this game does it that's really, really nice. It's like, okay, first of all, the building mechanics are very interesting in that. Actually, it kind of leads into the rest of the mechanics. Okay, hold on. Let me gather my thoughts here.
No worries. Take your time.
The mechanics of this game are really interesting in that a lot of the stuff that you would, kind of want to do in survival games, like, I don't know, make a good good looking shelter that makes sense or whatever, and I don't know, make architecture it looks like it makes sense. When I think back to something like, I don't know, Minecraft, of course Minecraft doesn't have physics or anything like it, so yeah, you can just kind of build whatever. So most bases, if you don't really care about aesthetics, just end up looking completely utilitarian, and usually like garbage. So you kind of don't have to make anything that looks like it makes sense architecturally, unless you like really force yourself and actually know what you're doing. But Valheim kind of through the mechanics kind of forces you to make things that also look like they make sense, because they kind of have to make sense, because you have to make, like, I don't know, support beams, and you can't make the walls too far apart and shit like that, because otherwise
Yeah.
your house is going to fucking come crashing down. And so it kind of commits to that kind of realism. Oh, and also one of my favorite things that I think is the most telling about how the mechanics of this game are going to like work for the rest of the game is fire. Okay, so the game wants you to have, like, if you want to sleep in a bed, the game wants you to have shelter over that bed, it wants you to have a roof, and it wants you to have a fire nearby. Problem is, if you, let's say, just make one tiny enclosed room and put a fire inside there and put a bed inside there, and then you sleep in the bed, when you wake up in the morning, the entire room is going to be filled to the brim with dust, and you're going to fucking suffocate. And so if you want to actually make some real shelter, like an actual base, you have to make a chimney. And that's not like, I don't know, some pre-built structure that you just, place somewhere. No, you actually have to construct a chimney-like structure yourself. You have to, close it so the rain doesn't get in, because if the rain gets in, it turns out the fire and it's all that shit. And it's really funny because the game commits to some things about realism, but completely omits others. And you can just kind of clearly see that the things that it emits for the sake of fun. Because the hunger system, speaking of which, my character's actually about to start, so I can eat some jam and meat, because that goes together well.
Jam that meat.
Up my ass. Anyway, so the food system is probably the best I've seen in any survival game so far, because it's kind of like Monster Hunter, all right? You can go... I shit it up. No, listen, conceptually, kind of. You can go into a hunt.
Hold
you
up,
can
hold
go
up.
into a hunt without food.
Give me 1 second. I think I just realized I'm broadcasting to you like my bad mic and not my good mic.
It's fuck, who cares?
Okay, this should probably sound better for you.
No, actually, I gotta turn you down.
Oh yeah, it does, because this one has a bit more. Well, no, yeah, actually, no, it has less gain than the other one, so I don't know why it's louder for you. But anyway,
yeah. Anyway, so right, what I was gonna say is, it's kind of like Monster Hunter in the sense that you can go into a hunt without food, but Human, as a person who has played a lot of Monster Hunter with me, you tell me, is that a good idea?
yes, if you're playing Worlds.
Yes.
Not even if you're playing World. Not
Yeah,
even
no, that's
if
true.
you're
That's
playing
true.
World. But no, so it's kind of like so it's kind of that sort of affair where it's like you're free to not eat. You actually don't die. There is no such thing as starvation in this game. But there are buffs.
Oh yeah.
There are buffs that you get from food, and they are invaluable buffs most of the time. So you really don't want to do that. Like, you really don't want to be hungry. You really don't want to be not rested like I am right now. But fuck it, I don't care. I'm on a boat, banana boat. Anyway, it's just the mechanics of this game are really nice, because they kind of nudge you into the direction they kind of nudge you into immersion. All right, they nudge you in the direction where you kind of want to feel like you're living in this world. Like with the building, there's some physics, so it forces you to make things that make sense. With the eating, you're never starve, so it's not annoying, but the buffs that you usually get are so invaluable that you want to always be eating. Same with resting, so you do want to go to your home, sit in your nice little cozy home and have some nice little cozy food. And oh right, and I didn't even mention that if you put, I don't know, depending on how many things, so to speak, you put into your home, like, I don't know, a cozy fire is fine. Like depending on how many things you put in there, you get more comfort level. So
can I interject on a second on the building? Yeah. First of all, the more I hear about this game, the more I'm interested in giving it a go. But also, I'm curious what is like the worst looking house you can make that is still functional. Because mostly I've just seen like reasonably competent looking houses, or at least like quote unquote realistic, right?
Oh yeah.
I'm wondering what is the most outlandish thing you can build structure wise and still be functional.
I don't know. I think I've seen some person make like an inverted prism sort of thing. I don't know. There's another outlandish thing that I can't describe. It's like a fucking huge ass sort of tower thing, like a circular kind of tower. That's kind of hanging off the side of a cliff. Nothing connecting it to the rest of the cliff except for one bridge. And that looks really sick, and I can't describe it. I'm gonna link you the picture later. But
right.
but yeah, but if we're talking Minecraft 3x3 dirt house, you can like just make a triangle. You can make a triangle made of roof, and then just put some walls on each side, and you're done. That's usually my first houses, and then just on one side I make a little chimney, and that's it.
Right. Okay.
That's
yeah.
I think
I've seen one of those for you.
Yeah. But yeah, no. So anyway, to stop repeating myself, it's just the mechanics of the game just nudge you in the direction of immersion in a kind of really nice way, because like I started talking about food. Like, yeah, there's no starvation, so it's not annoying, but you still have to do it, so that's nice. What is that noise?
Plane.
That is indeed a plane. I'm
You
just
do
gonna
be living near a
I'm just
airport.
I'm just gonna mute myself for a minute.
I think it's done now.
Oh,
okay, yeah.
Oh Lord, we Skyrim
gone.
now.
It's gone. There we go.
Yeah,
Okay, that's
it's air raid sirens.
Fuck.
Alright, if you're done talking about oh wait, do you have more?
Not necessarily, except for the fact that I finally just found the swamp, and I am now fighting the Draugr or whatever. However you're supposed to pronounce that. The Skyrim dudes. Yeah. You remember them? They're the Skyrim dudes.
True.